This week's Safety Toolbox talk is about our climate change here in Chicago. It's the end of November. Temperatures have been dropping significantly in the last 4 weeks. Now we have to start protecting ourselves from another hazard in our industry, and that's the cold temperatures. Cold temperatures, icy, slippery conditions. Being up here on these roofs in the morning, slick conditions. We want to make sure that our foot attire is in good condition and that we've got strong soles so that we don't slip and fall and break a wrist. We want to protect ourselves and don ourselves up in proper attire in layers, typically cottons, layering our clothing so that we're dry and we're warm, protecting those hands. They actually claim in the winter months the most susceptible to frostbite are your nose, ears, cheeks, fingers, and toes. So let's dress appropriately. How many of us have worked in these conditions and we've got wet the first thing in the morning? Wet feet, wet hands. That's where all of a sudden we have numbness. We could have potential frostbites. I do have a text safety talk for this week that talks about hypothermia and some of the things to do in regard to that when we find ourselves in harm's way. And believe it or not, hypothermia is related to cardiac arrest. So when we get to that state of mind, it's extremely dangerous. Some other things to keep in mind when we head into the winter months are our egress and access points into our job sites. Berglund's policy coming into a job site, obviously it has to be cleared of snow or debris, right? But if we're going to create any type of a ramp, Berglund's policy is a slip-resistant ramp. That roofing felt membrane that we put on our planks and on our plywood help with that. Something else to keep in mind, this roof ends up with 2 feet of snow on it, or our suspended boards are our egress routes. We need to shovel that out. We need to move that material. Let's make sure we're using proper ergonomics, lifting with our legs and not necessarily our back all the time to where we create that injury. So there are a lot of hazards associated with slippery conditions in winter months that we typically don't have, that are added to the complexities of all the other hazards that we deal with. Last but not least, colds and flus. If you dress right, drink your fluids, you should stay healthy through these cold winter months. So let's talk about cold winter months. Let's talk about protecting ourselves from this particular hazard in the construction industry. Cold temps, wintertime. Let's have a safe week.